A Senate vote to create an independent inquiry to investigate the January 6th riot on the Capitol has, of course, failed. Now, the potential effectiveness of such an inquiry, I think, can be debated. It could have been used as an excuse simply to create a greater surveillance state, much in the way that the 9/11 Commission did. But, of course, that was not the argument brought forward by Republicans and a couple Democrats who didn't even show up for the vote. I'll get to that in a second. But clearly, they were against this. The majority of Republicans were against this as a way to protect Trump and other Republicans that potentially may have been involved. So first here from CNN with more on the vote. The vote was 54-35, showing the bill had a bipartisan majority of support with 6 Republicans voting with Democrats. However, the bill needed 60 votes to advance. The 6 GOP senators who backed the bill were Mitt Romney of Utah, Susan Collins of Maine, Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, Rob Portman of Ohio, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, and Ben Sasse of Nebraska. 9 Republican senators and 2 Democrats didn't vote. So 2 Democrats didn't even show up. Sinema and Murray. Now, I guess their votes in this case wouldn't have mattered, but I mean, it really shows you something. It shows you how weak Democratic leadership is if they can't even whip their own members to come and vote for something as important for them as the January 6th inquiry. Now, first, before I get to a little more on what the commission was supposed to do, this reaction made me laugh. Lindsay Wise here tweeted out, a distressed Manchin, Joe Manchin, as the commission appears headed for defeat in the Senate. Quote, I'm very disappointed, very frustrated that politics has trumped literally and figuratively the good of the country. Joe Manchin is the guy that you see on television, the Democratic senator on television all the time talking about how we got to work with Republicans. We got to reach across the aisle. We got to work with them. If we reach across the aisle, they're going to work with us. And and this vote shows you they will not even on an investigation on a riot on the Capitol. Imagine if the roles were reversed, that somehow Democratic voters were that completely insane, and they stormed the Capitol, broke down windows, injured Capitol officers, did all of what you saw, but instead it was Democrats. Of course, Republicans would be talking about that for years. Look how long they spent on Benghazi. Yet here, they can't even vote in favor of this commission that would have looked into a little more into who was behind and involved in the Capitol riots. But more on what the commission would have done. The bill would create a 10-member commission evenly divided between members selected by Democratic and Republican leaders. Both sides would have equal subpoena power, and the commission will be tasked with issuing a report with findings about the January 6th attack by the end of the year. Much of the language in the legislation is copied from the bill creating the 9/11 Commission, which passed with an overwhelmingly bipartisan vote in the Senate in 2002. And out of that, you really didn't get all that much except for a increased surveillance state. And so it's in terms of the merits and the potential effectiveness of a commission on this riot is up in the air. Who knows if it actually would have accomplished anything worth actually doing it. But regardless, as I said, no one that voted against it made that the reason that they voted against it. It was all in a way to continue protecting Republicans. And now you're going to continue seeing people like Joe Manchin or Joe Biden go out there and discuss that, oh, yes, we can still work with Republicans. We got to find bipartisanship on these bills. Even after this vote failed, it's clear Republicans have no interest. Mitch McConnell already said that they're going to be 100% against anything Joe Biden does, much like they were with Obama. So they've stated this publicly. They've shown you on this commission they will not vote for you on the most basic thing. Yet they will still pretend that they got to work across the aisle. And of course, it's because people like Joe Manchin and Joe Biden don't actually care to pass anything. If they did, then they would work to get rid of the filibuster at the very least.